State of New California. Notice to all Californians. Chapter 2, Grievance 9, June 23, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and 4. Quote, "We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States." End quote. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, quote, "Whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses enacts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority, and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security." End quote. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity." First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, quote, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free speech, free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." End quote. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. No warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched, the persons or things to be seized." The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Chapter 2, Grievance Number 9. Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following: United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. Quote, "The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republic form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence." End quote. United States Constitution, Article 6. "This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution. "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." Order of the day. The dictator defaults. State of California is illegally funding budget deficits with federal trust accounts. New California State announces today that the state of California is in default for failing to publish a comprehensive annual financial report. Failure to produce this report is clear evidence of concealing illegal borrowings of federal grant monies to fund state budget deficits. Despite a nonpartisan legislative analyst office declaring an $85 billion California General Fund budget shortfall through June 30th of 2021, the most recent state controller interim statement of the general fund for the month ending May 30th, 2020, claims that California has, quote, borrowable resources, end quote, of over $59 billion to fund state operations. California has suffered approximately $22 billion in tax collection shortfalls related to the COVID-19 pandemic since February 3rd, 2020. Yet the May General Fund report inexplicably claims borrowable resources increased by about $2.3 billion during the same period. That increase may be related to the up to $27 billion in COVID-19 health and financial stimulus monies received by the state of California from the U.S. federal government. Given that its financial statements cannot be relied upon due to default, it cannot be determined if the state of California has improperly or is illegally borrowing federal funds intended to immediately provide health and financial stimulus to offset general fund budget deficits. New California State calls on the United States government to immediately take investigative steps and adopt other measures to assure that the state of California is not improperly and illegally using federal funds designated for health and financial stimulus as a source of, quote, borrowing resources, end quote, to fund California budget deficits. The history of the current dictator of California is one characterized by betrayal, treasonous relationships with foreign agents, who has associated himself with known designated terrorists and has even become an active participant in the effort to overthrow this state and this nation. Help is now needed by the U.S. Treasury, Justice Department, and President of the United States to investigate the default of the state of California. The California governor is a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California. California is a failed state operating outside the authorities of the U.S. Constitution, violating Articles 4, Section 4, Article 6, and the Fourth Amendment. For New Californians, it is our God-given right, it is our duty to protect our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights with all means necessary from a craven dictator. We request an audience with the President and the Congress of these United States to plead our plight and consider the remedy of these abuses by the establishment of the new California state. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California, with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and the citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings. NewCaliforniaState.com, phone number 877-828-2753.